and I got some food leftovers. Still got some leftover chicken from the chicken roast the other day, so we're gonna try to use that up, and we're just gonna make a not a chicken bacon ranch salad because there's no bacon. Well, I thought about putting breakfast sausage in, but I'm not going to. But just a salad, remains of the chicken, some black beans, ranch dressing, vegetables. Serve that with the side of watermelon, and it should be pretty good. Not great, but good. That's nice, Angela. We all know you don't have a girlfriend. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful Tuesday night here. I went for my run. Now just kind of chilling. That's nice. We know you're a 12-year-old boy. Or, sorry, 10-year-old boy. All right. Let me go grab some butter here. What's going on, Peter? Pretty good, just kind of getting back in the swing of things here. Huh. That doesn't really make sense. You're spamming again. Good night. Let's go ahead and get that preheated or warming up. I don't know. We took care of the spammer there. We should be a little bit better now. And there's some 10-year-old who keeps making up accounts. Hard to keep ahead of him. What's going on? How did I miss? Facts are cool. Micropeter, yeah. I do have a job, Tim Kuntz. Thank you. Do you have a job? I ain't talking about work at 9:30 p.m. because I have a life. We're just making leftover dinner. Kind of roasted a chicken the other night. So we're gonna cut up a breast, re-season it, heat it up, put it on a salad with black beans, tomato, cucumber, carrot. This is just gonna be a quick salad tonight. Put some butter in there. Savage mode with beans. Some people rinse and drain them. I don't think it makes a big difference. Panina! Now you want them to heat faster, put the lid on. We'll come back to that. Lettuce has been rinsed off, so please don't come after me about E. coli. I'm not worried, and they just call that a day off of work the hard way, alright? I'm just going to give the lettuce a little bit of a crisscross action. Lettuce really doesn't have any nutritional value, but it's a good space holder. It is good at that, but I already had spinach today with lunch, so we ain't doing that bullshit again. Yeah, I got some cucumber here. Cut off the end that's been exposed. We'll go ahead and we'll do one of these numbers. And you definitely could peel the outside if you don't like the peel, but guess what? I kind of like it. Just as long as it's not too bitter. And you can de-seed the cucumber too if you don't want to worry about, you know, your cucumber getting too watery. Cheese pizza sucks, but it does a very good job identifying boring people that I know really aren't going to contribute much to this world. I mean, do you know anybody cool that orders cheese pizza? And if it's a yes, you just don't know them well yet. What's going on, Funsky? I mean, pizza topping's a good one. We can talk on that for a while. What's up, Real Deal? Should be plenty of cucumber in there. Probably gonna need a spoon to stir those beans eventually, but I'll be fine. Yeah, those are gonna need some salt in a bit. Alright. Why do you think that is, Peter? Please, have you done a scientific peer-reviewed study on the pizza topping ordering habits of lesbians? I'm curious where this is going to go. And where did you meet these women? Was it in a professional setting, Peter? Ooh, got some bad stuff on the top of the tomato, but guess what? Jettison that shit. Gone. You don't need to throw out the whole tomato. And that gives a nice flat cutting surface now. That should be plenty of tomatoes because I'm not really. What network was that one on? Panina. Alright. These tomatoes really have no flavor, so I'm going to help them out a little bit. Give it a taste test so you know the baseline of what you're working with. Absolutely pitiful. What's up, Brie Freak? I heard they order tuna tacos. That's possible. I wonder if Brie Freak is just BB with a different name tonight. Give us salt. Let's give it some Italian on the tomatoes. Just give it something, some sort of flavor. Oregano is what I'm looking for. Black pepper. I mean, honestly, if tuna taco eating is something you're interested, I have taco shells and I have canned tuna. We could do tuna tacos. But not tonight. Tonight's a quick dinner night. A little bit of sugar for those tomatoes. Dried basil, sure. It's pretty good. I mean, it's about what you expect for making tuna out of a can or making sushi with canned salmon. I got some work to do on my rolling technique. Truth be told, I think I'm gonna order a silicone rolling mat because the wooden one was a little bit hard to clean and it got rice stuck in it. And I really don't want to have to put plastic wrap on my food. I'm not saying I'm a microplastic believer, but you know, does plastic really need to touch your food? No. I mean, does plastic grow on trees? No. Does plastic grow in an animal? No. So why the hell is it touching the food, you know? I don't know. Got that ready to go. Let's go ahead, just add some cumin. Well, yeah, I'll add that here. Got a sad looking jalapeno once again. We're going to cut off the bad bits. Penny, no. The beans, a little bit of stir. Plastic grills on water and soda bottles. Yeah, no shit. Get some red onion in the game here. All I'm just saying is that when possible, I try to avoid mixing plastic and food. I know sometimes it's pretty convenient, and you know, it probably ain't gonna kill you, but you know, something's causing our kids to be unhealthy and all sorts of diseases and this and that. Who knows what it really is? Maybe we're just experiencing the effect that when modern science started outpacing Darwinism, and Darwinism is starting to catch up. Who knows? maybe it's natural selection of people that shouldn't have been breeding for quite a while because modern medicine. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, well, there's the plastic thing, but McDonald's and Burger King have been around for a while. I mean, are we saying McDonald's and Burger King is way worse now than it was in the 70s and 80s? Who knows? You know, here's a conspiracy for you. I think you're probably healthy if you're a chain smoker and not obese. Maybe not chain smoker, but, you know, I would bet on the overall health of a smoker versus somebody that's morbidly obese. Yeah, well, you know, Elmer's had good taste, especially if you put the food coloring in to make it, you know, change colors. Yeah, maybe it's the diet soda bullshit. You know, maybe diet soda is causing problems. Yeah. Okay, this is what we got. We can also add, and I think that's all. Well, I like red onion. So just remember who you're making it for. Set that off to the side. I'm not going to add any more bullshit because any more bullshit would just detract. Because you got to remember, you're going to have the black beans, then you're going to have your chicken, and then you're going to have your ranch dressing. But I do want a dessert. I do want it to be healthy. So we got half a watermelon. Thought about the carrot, but I think the onion's gonna give enough crunch that I'm gonna leave it out this time. Oh yeah, that's the conspiracy of the day, that Americans are the best looking people just because of all the averaging and melting pot we've done, but most of them self-eliminate from being overweight. Cuvale. Did I miss somebody saying Cuvale? You know, what's Cuvale? Read that, boy. I mean, I love to be confident who you are, be confident in your own skin or whatever. But we gotta start holding each other accountable, you know? If you're... Oh, gotcha. But if you're not living a healthy lifestyle, don't go into your doctor and say, hey, well, I'm not interested in talking. You know, I see these videos pop up about, you know, plus size park hoppers and this and that, you know, talking about the best, you know, motor scooter to rent at Disney World. One, I don't think I'm that fat that I should be getting advertisements for the scooter rental at Disney World. You know, I got to talk with Facebook about those algorithms or whatever. Yeah, and it's good that there's a market for that, I guess, but all these videos of people talking about how comfortable they're in the weight and they're like 400 pounds and need a forklift to get around. You know, I'm not going to be for universal health care or any bullshit like that when I'm subsidizing that. No, no, no. Keep a private option on the health care. Actually, I'm not going to cut it. I'll cut it this way. as you can see, we do need to season them with something though, so I hit it up with a little bit of salt. Sure, black pepper won't hurt. Oregano, cumin, sure. Yeah, I appreciate the Texas love. Sure, a little bit of cumin. I haven't used garlic powder yet, so you know what's going in next. But I don't see where my garlic powder is at, so this is what happens when it gets late at night. And there's like one study that I really liked that was like from England, that the people that had friends of the same gender or whatever, and I think it was like focused on men in England that went to the pub every night and had a few pints, were healthier than the people who didn't drink and exercise but had no friends. So I don't know. I will get on board on the conspiracy that, laughter is good medicine, I think there's something to be said for not being pissed off all the time, too. Penny quiet. Oh, yeah. No, just leftover chicken from the other night. Yeah, whatever. Parrot, chicken, same difference. I always can count on you being a weirdo, can't I? Good boy, Kiko. Good boy. Good boy. Penny, you're good by default. just a salad. So the salad's ready. We'll just go, back burner these beans or put the cover on them, set them to the side. Because I gotta reheat the chicken here. Cat and the dogs to clean the board here. Something like that. And there remains this chicken from the other night that I roast. Best way to get it off the breast, I don't know. Let's not get the breast off. Yes, you could use a boning knife, but we're just gonna use that. There you go. I got most of it. Whatever. I'll use this for soup later. Get a little curvy knife, just find that breastbone, go along that, and separate it off that. Yeah. Well, that's very considerate of you, Terry. But if you're looking for that type of service, I would just go advertise on Craigslist. Yeah, you're starting to get spammy about the parrot. What's going on, Jethro? So I got this chicken. Let's just kind of get in bite-sized pieces here. It's already been cooked once. It's already been seasoned from the outside. You might give it a little bit more seasoning when it goes in. The size pieces that I want. There we go. Good chicken. Back to the fridge, I'm gonna go find some garlic powder. Alright. Let's go ahead. Got the ceramic nonstick here. I appreciate it. Mike. I can take one or two of the same, bad joke that nobody ever laughs at, but I took it too far tonight. Unless we're talking like a vulgar parrot, well, that's kind of like the life goal of mine, is to have a vulgar parrot. And of course, whenever says anything too bad, you just say, "Oh, sorry, it was a rescue," and then I think you're off the hook if you're trying to date like a church girl or something and start saying some utter vulgarities. If you say the parrot was a rescue, then you can salvage that situation. Just as long as her name isn't associated with the vulgarities that the parrot is sprouting. Well, that could be an issue. Oh yeah. Parrot would be cool. I mean, that's like one of my favorite recent current events or whatever. They had some, I think it was in England, they had some vulgar parents from like some old racist or whatever, and they donated him to the zoo when the guy died. But then the parrots were just in the zoo just causing all sorts of ruckus, and then they're like, "Oh, well, maybe if we put the parrots with the other parrots, they'll stop that." But instead, the parrots taught the other parrots to be racist pricks. I don't know. I find the whole scenario kind of funny. Yeah, parrot might be a better start, but you can also look for those on Craigslist, right? Let's see. Well, that was the breed of parrot in the article. I mean, Google the article. The article's hilarious. Yeah. Penny, you're fine. If you don't hit them with a car or something, or the cat doesn't get them, or give it to your grandson who doesn't take care of it. No. I don't think a parrot could cuss enough, to be honest. I mean, maybe if the parrot started like quoting Bible verses or something, that would get kind of old very fast, you know. I just want a parrot that just insults at anybody that walks in the house. That's what I really want. Chicken's going in. That looks kind of sad. It looks like it needs seasoning, doesn't it? Because it's a breast that was on the inside of the chicken as it cooked. It probably does. Oh, thank you, Terry. I've been trying to exercise a little bit more. Pepper, a little bit of cumin in there, a little bit of garlic powder. And we'll just let it heat up. We're gonna pay the wiener talk. Parrots talk too much. Valid point, Peter. Kiko, go to jail. Jail. Go to jail. I'm not putting onion powder in there. It doesn't need it. You know why I'm not putting onion? You already got plenty of onion flavor in the salad from the diced one. Yeah, African grays are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one someday. I don't want to dry this chicken out, so let's give it a little bit of butter to help it along. What do you think dried chopped onions are? Yeah, what your suggestion sucks ass. But some people like that taste, so all the power to you. Hey, they're called pajamas, and they got a little guy with a horse on them, so that's how you know they're comfortable. I don't think they're any better than, a pair of sweatpants from Walmart, to be honest, but they are pretty comfortable. cooks away. Let's finish up our salad here. We got some protein. We're just trying to get a good amount of protein in here to help recover, make sure, also provide energy to train tomorrow. So a good serving of beans in there. I mean, it's a salad, but it's not going to end up being low calorie here. Oh, bubbling sounds nice, Carrie. Get a little bit of color on the chicken, and then it'll be ready to go. Yeah, I mean, they definitely fill the salad out. Oh, yeah. No, they're actually in for the intelligence squadron. They fly in, they listen, and then they report back to us, Just putting mozzarella on. I mean, looked in the fridge, didn't have cheddar, so I just want some cheese in there. Let's get the chicken in there. Go ahead, turn your heat off. That's nice, buddy. So that's the salad before the dressing. Really haven't had much today to eat, so I know I'll be super hungry tomorrow if I don't get a good 1,000 calories in here. But yeah, if you were really trying to go for a hardcore deficit, you would cut this in half, eat half of it tonight, save the other half for tomorrow morning or whatever. But I might still do that. We'll see how I feel after eating about half of it. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, that would give it kind of even more of a Southwest flair. But yeah, I'm only eating half of this tonight, I think. Man, lots of nutrients. I mean, yes, lots of calories, but I mean, they're all nutrient dense. What's going on, Adolfo? Welcome back. It's like 10 p.m. here. I mean, it was a late day at work here. Just to, help stir it around. You don't need it white up. But so that's what the salad looks like. Use whatever type of cheese you want. I mean, cheddar and Asiago would be an amazing mix on this, but we got mozzarella. Tomatillos would grow well there. Yeah. I don't know. Probably doing top secret things, I guess. Maybe you won the battle after all. The wieners will enjoy cleaning the cutting board for me. Kiko! And then I got this. I got my dessert / sweetness here. Watermelon. Done with this. Chicken's seasoned very well. Lettuce is lettuce as long as it isn't all soft and slimy. It's going to taste good with the dressing. But everything's blended nicely. Yeah, well, I'm hungry, you know. I'm looking to, I'm sitting at, I haven't had more. I probably have had 800 calories to eat total so far today. I've I ran a little under 4 miles, full day of work. I ain't trying to be starving Marvin tomorrow, so I'm trying to get 1,000 calories in here. And who says I have to eat it all tonight, you know? Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see. Just so you people can hear me breathe obnoxiously loud and hear me chew my food and shit? Nah. That's true. That is true, Terry. I'll let you know once I lose a little bit more than 4 or 5 pounds. I got ways to go. Matt, this morning I was about 195. I would like to get down. I don't know how realistic it is to maintain, but I would like to get down to about 170, 175. Good for you, Adolfo. Now, if everybody did that, I might reconsider my position on universal health care. That was exactly my point earlier, Adolfo, is that I don't want to subsidize morbid obesity. And then we talked about, whether we would rather subsidize smokers or people that are morbidly obese. Yeah, just terrible, Terry. Just terrible. Yeah, why don't you just count how many tablespoons of ranch are on there? Well, 2 tablespoons of ranch is 140 calories. I probably put about 3 on there, so that's probably about 200 calories worth of ranch. 1 chicken breast, a little bit of butter in with it, so that's probably 200 calories. Lettuce is just a space holder, damn near neutral. Same thing with cucumber, same thing with onion. Tomato, yeah, there ain't shit there. Yeah, but I mean, still with the ranch 200, chicken 200, black beans, half a cup of black beans is 130. So what's that? 500 calories or so. Everything else is just filler. Yeah, if I had a Big Mac and fries for lunch, I would. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, but you're not 100% right either. The ranch ain't gonna kill me. Implying that cucumbers, onion, tomato, chicken breast, black beans does not have nutrition in it, Adolfo, because I think those are pretty nutrient dense. An extra 100 calories from a dressing is not going to kill me. You want to read the label, talk about all the bullshit ingredients. In the ranch, sure. It's nice, FBA. Angela, you're one more time out from being permanently banned. Nope, not a member of the Donner Party, FBI, Hustle, New York. But it sounds like you hustling around New York has tried dude multiple times. Probably even got your favorite way to. Nothing. Just not my style. I live in Hawaii, Adolfo. No. I respect the rainbow, buddy. Respect the rainbow. Hey, live and let live. Do whatever the hell you want. Just don't ask me to pay for it. Don't judge my lifestyle. I won't judge you. But. I don't know. Maybe because I took in the ass yesterday. No. Because I'm leaning over a desk here or cooking platform, kitchen island. What do you want me to say, buddy? They're better. Penny. See? Nothing good for you up here. It's a salad. Eh. Yeah, there's some truth in that. I think I went to bed early. Immediately after I finished cooking. I forget what I had for dinner last. Yeah, after I made the sushi. So yeah, I guess that's kind of. So you got me. Not super big into lifting. Starting to get back into it. I'm doing legs, kind of the core lifts I do, or I do deadlifts, sometimes Roman deadlifts, or some variation of that. Squats are a classic, sometimes hang cleans or power cleans or whatnot. Um, I do lunges and split squats. So, yeah, I'm not sure I would say a lot, but usually doing some sort of leg workout if you're in the gym, because you want to get that big muscles going, producing like all that testosterone. Do jujitsu is way better. No, I don't think so. I wrestled growing up. All them jujitsu people are people who were never athletes in the beginning, probably varsity tennis lettermen just because they were seniors and didn't get kicked off the team. But then they get into jujitsu and then they just start flailing around and they can't fall and then you end up getting hurt because you're rolling around with a bunch of fish that are just flailing all over the place. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing jujitsu with a bunch of former wrestlers, I would support that. Yeah, you don't want to be rolling around with fish. I would just, I guess, a chicken ranch salad made with the leftover chicken from the other day, and some water. I mean, I'm gonna end up only eating half of it. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about, TC, and you know exactly the risk I'm talking about. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be wrestlers, but football players, even basketball, even that people that are coordinated, know how to fall, know how to take, and I don't want to say L, but when they just start flailing, they know when to give and then when not to give. Kick off. Yeah, well, kickbox seems okay. Hey, I appreciate it, TC. You as well. No, it's fresh. No, fuck. Yeah, Samsung, but different. Maybe they started out that way, Peter, but if they stuck with it, they learned a lot of skill and all ended up good athletes with balance and flexibility. Yeah, well, they're not homophobes, that's for sure, FBA. I wouldn't say gave it up, Terry. I would say reduced. I mean, trying to sleep back. It's kind of hard to work out in the morning and get back in shape when you're, you know, struggling to wake up in the morning. Yeah, I've kind of decided as a priority that I want to, get back in shape, be a little bit healthier. I started noticing that I was tired all the time, fatigue or whatever. You can't blame everything on sleep apnea. You can try, but fucking, if we're gonna ask people to believe in reality, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror. Oh, what's the Michael Jackson quote? But okay, and look, I got lunch fixed for tomorrow. That should keep me from eating too much bullshit. Like a beer fest style Olympics. Well done, Peter. Penny, quiet. Tequila Fest, yeah. Yeah. Not past a glass of wine with dinner or, a cocktail here or there during the week, but definitely, without kind of realizing it, it doesn't really take a whole lot to mess up your sleep. Well, good for you, FBA. What's up, VIP? How you doing? Yeah, thanks, Ace. Welcome. I appreciate it. Just finishing up for tonight. And the other half of the salad's gonna be lunch for tomorrow. So, and good watermelon and a nice salad for lunch. That's how you don't be a fat ass. Yeah. I guess it depends on the application. For chill drinking, I'm not going for vodka instead of wine. I mean, yeah, vodka goes down pretty easy. This dog treat. I don't know. I think it's just you got a tendency to stop counting with wine. Yeah, well, some of us went pro early and retired early. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like it until I lived in Sicily for 2 years, and yeah, it grows on you over there. Yeah, I mean, you like to get plastered there as quick as possible, Adolfo, but still looking slightly classier than taking shots. Hey, bartender, light up 4 shots on the bar for me in short succession. Oh, never mind. Not socially acceptable. So just give me a Long Island or an AMF, please. I mean, if you keep it under, you know, a glass or two every night, I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, hell, you could have a glass of wine with every meal and it would be fine. You know. Well, hmm. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, being that I'm in my mid 30s. Temu version. Touche, that's fair. Oh, yeah, that'd be a game changer. That would be a departure from normal scheduled content on that, Terry. Um, but with that being said, hit my hour, done with my food. I gotta get cleaned up and ready for tomorrow. So just want to thank you all for stopping by. Hope to see you all again. Peter, Terry, Adolfo, welcome back. Michelle, good to see you again. Anybody else that's still hanging out in here, Terry, you know, but let's say ciao, have a good night, and Adolfo, until tomorrow, VIP you as well. Nice to have you join us, FBA. Hopefully I see you again. Ciao.